Coming up on Mountain News at 6, the moment is finally here for the groundbreaking ceremony of a horse racing facility in Corbin. And is the peak of the Omicron surge finally here in Kentucky? We'll hear from health officials on what the latest data is showing us.
All is quiet weather-wise around the mountains to start the week. But the end of the week looks like a different story entirely. I'll have the latest right now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
The city of Hazard declared a state of emergency late this afternoon related to the water supply. It's a road we've gone down before. WYMT's Zach Hawk met with officials and is live with an update on what's going on. Zach?
Steve, Hazard City Manager Tony Eversole told me that Perry Countyans can expect to be without water over the next several hours and possibly even the next few days. He said that the city received a report of what appeared to be a lot of people letting faucets drip overnight, putting too much pressure on the system and causing this disruption. Crews are working around the clock to resolve the issue, and everyone said that neighboring counties should be able to help with the water shortage as soon as Tuesday.
You may experience some times when you don't have water, but 24 hours later or 12 hours later, you may have water back on. We ask and we plead that you do not leave your faucets running tonight.
Eversole said that the key right now is to conserve, not hoard, what water you do have. Live in Hazard, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News. Back to you, Steve.
Zach, thank you very much. We've also been told that while it is not necessary right now, the city is prepared to distribute bottled water if the need arises. Zach will have more on the water situation in Perry County coming up tonight at 11. Governor Andy Beshear stopped by Knox Central High School this morning to announce funding for Knox and Whitley counties. Nearly $100,000 for 1.5 miles of new surfacing on 3 Knox County roads, Oak Hill and Old Farm roads, along with Standard Avenue. The Knox County Utility Commission will receive more than $1 million to replace old water lines and build a booster pump station. The governor also announced a $90,000 request to the Appalachian Regional Commission for the Knox County Broadband Project.
If approved, this project will design and build 2 miles of fiber into the county's most underserved area. The network will serve 28 residential customers in the Ramsey Branch area.
The Whitley County Fiscal Court will use some of its funding to extend 26,000 feet of water lines to serve customers in the county, including 50 current unserved households. First responders across the region, along with family and friends, paid their final respects to London Police Officer Travis Hurley today at First Baptist Church of East Bernstadt. Hurley died last week from COVID-19 complications at just 48 years old. He worked with the London Police Department for 21 years. He retired as a lieutenant with London PD last year, but recently came back as a school resource officer. The funeral was followed by a procession led by several first responders to the burial site at Mount Zion Cemetery in East Bernstadt. Hurley was known as a dedicated family man who was described as wonderful, faithful, and full of love. Many Kentucky Power customers reached out to us when they opened their bills recently and say a fuel charge had increased to nearly $100 in some cases. The charge fluctuates each month and reimburses the power company for the fuel they buy to run the plants. Kentucky Power says customers should expect some relief on their bills next month as the price of fuel has gone down a bit. Tonight at 11, Emily Bennett looks into the numbers to see if that really will be the case.
It's been a quiet, slightly milder day around the mountains today, and you can thank sunshine for that. And actually, when I say warmer, it's right around average, but compared to where we've been, it certainly does feel warmer out there. Last of the nice sunsets working through High Knob Cameron, the University of Virginia at Wise, already into the upper 30s this evening. As the last of that sunset begins to work below the horizon. US 119 at Pine Mountain, they've got some snow still remaining on the grassy surfaces there. Not a whole lot of sunshine made it onto those areas today. Even though they're above freezing, it's still getting into the slightly chilly territory around the region again. Low 40s for most, a few middle 40s out there. Monticello's already in the upper 30s, as is Moorhead, joining Wise there in the upper 30s. Satellite and radar around the region. For the mountains, other than those clouds, that's about the only weather worry we've got, at least tonight. But we look out to the west, starting to see a couple of rain or snow showers trying to get going. That's not the system we're keeping an eye on, but it's something to keep an eye on anyway as we head through the remainder of tonight and into tomorrow. So as we head into tonight, we're down into the mid-20s for overnight lows tonight with partly cloudy skies. That's going to be the coldest we get for for at least a couple of days, because we've got another big warm-up on the way for tomorrow. I've got the details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right. Thank you very much, Evan. Well, we first saw the Omicron variant emerge in December, and although Governor Beshear says he is seeing a decline in the state's positivity rate and number of new COVID cases, eastern Kentucky counties are hoping to catch up. The Kentucky River District Health Department reported 140 new cases today in Perry County alone. WYMT's Alyssa Williams spoke to healthcare professionals on the current COVID trends.
Healthcare professionals like Dr. John Jones at Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky says the Omicron variant is taking a bigger toll than he expected.
It's a whole new animal compared to Delta.
And although statewide we are seeing a decline in cases, Dr. Jones says locally he is seeing the opposite.
So a lot more cases. We see a lot that have milder symptoms, but that are positive, and so sometimes people blow that off, but a lot of people here are testing and doing the right thing.
In order to catch up with the rest of the state, Rhonda Hughes at Primary Care says we should keep our guard up and continue practicing the recommended COVID-19 safety measures.
And we think, okay, there's a decline in positive test results, so we can just kind of put our guard down, but then as we've seen for the last 3 times, the last 3 variants, here we come. What happens is we let our guard down and then it comes right back.
Dr. Jones adds that out of all the COVID-19 protocols, he still encourages everyone to get vaccinated and boosted.
Your vaccine status, I've seen it time and time again that those who are unvaccinated have worse outcomes, whether that's, a prolonged illness, weeks in the hospital, or death.
Looking to keep everyone informed and protected against COVID-19. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT, Mountain News.
Since Omicron symptoms are typically more mild than symptoms of the past variants, both Dr. Jones and Rhonda Hughes at Primary Care urge everyone to continue getting tested regardless of symptom severity. First Baptist Church of Corbin's White Flag Ministry is a large group of community volunteers working to get hot meals and shelter to those in need from mid-November to March. The ministry has been open for 5 years, but leaders say this is the most people they have seen come in needing help. During the cold nights, the ministry shelters the homeless by booking them at the Knights Inn Hotel. But with the large number of people they have seen this year, they are looking for more volunteers and financial help to keep people off the streets at night. They are also looking into long-term plans to help.
Trying to get to know our patrons and try to find, good solutions for them instead of just a night at the hotel. So we obviously offer the emergency relief, but we want to make sure we find a good solution for nights when we can't shelter and throughout the other parts of the year.
We'll hear more from volunteers and leaders about the ministry and how you can volunteer and donate tonight at 11. You can also visit our website at WYMT.com for more information on how to help. When you think of horse racing, you might think about Keeneland or Kentucky Downs, or Churchill Downs. But how about a horse racing track that is nearby for folks in our region to enjoy? WYMT's Dakota Makris shows us what Cumberland Run in Corbin will offer.
The day is finally here. Welcome to our little slice of heaven.
And that slice of heaven comes in the form of Cumberland Run in Corbin, a partnership between Keeneland and Kentucky Downs.
This relationship will result in best-in-class facilities, generating millions in tourism dollars for the region and creating a destination that makes us all proud.
This is just another venue for Kentuckians to show their love for horse racing, as another Southern Kentucky gaming hall, Cumberland Mint in Williamsburg, is expected to open later this year.
That this will become one of the first places you're able to access horse racing when you come from the southeast portion of the United States. They come to Corbin and Williamsburg.
Leaders are hopeful billions of dollars will race in.
We are the destination, and you, right here, certainly with this facility and so much more, are now a world-class destination.
Not only helping tourism, but giving a boost to locals' income, saying this will create hundreds of jobs from Cumberland Run directly, construction workers, and restaurants.
This is kind of the icing on the cake. This helps kind of tie everything together and make Corbin and the Tri-County area a true destination.
Racing to victory in early 2023. In Corbin, Dakota Makris, WYMT Mountain News.
We are told Cumberland Racing will create 250 jobs. Hazard ARH is losing one of its longest tenured physicians. Earlier today, I sat down with ophthalmologist Dr. Sam Reddy to discuss his career and retirement on Issues and Answers. Dr. Reddy came to the U.S. more than 40 years ago after studying medicine in his home country of India. He expected to be in Hazard for maybe a year, but now Reddy says he has treated, in some cases, 4 generations of southeastern Kentucky families. He says it was the community in Hazard that led him to stay.
Satisfaction I receive from my patients is the best thing I am going to miss. You know, when people come to see me and they, before the walkout, so look at me and thank me for what I have done. So that is something I cannot measure with anything in my life.
Dr. Reddy says when he started in Hazard, there were only 14 physicians at the old hospital in Airport Gardens, and he was the only ophthalmologist. He adds that Hazard ARH is now at nearly 100 physicians. You can see the interview tonight at 7 on Issues and Answers.
Coming up, though, in the forecast, mild to start but active to finish the week as we head into February. I'll have the very latest from Future Views straight ahead. Don't go anywhere.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose.